All right, today we are here with John Janis. He is the CEO and founder of Platinum Resources, eliminating debt challenges. John, welcome. So excited that you're here.
Yeah,
And I know when we first met and you told me what you did, I'm like, what? How's that possible? Because I know there's so many Americans out there struggling with debt. So tell me about what you do.
well, thank you, Liz, for having me today. I really appreciate it. Um, 15 years ago, I decided to start a company and I took a whole year off to do some due diligence to figure out what I wanted to do. And I was not pleased with the industry in terms of how it was taking care of people in terms of experiencing debt challenges. There was more bad news than good news. And I decided I'm going to do something about it. I'm going to start my own company and I'm going to do it the right way. And fast forward from 14 years ago, we're now in 16 states, and we 100% of all of our business has been referrals. So from my point of view, when you get 100% referrals, that shows that you're not only capable, but you're credible, you're trustworthy, and so all those fine things you like to hear. And so we're very excited about it. We're expanding. And so what is it we do? We we help people with debt challenges. And everyone has debt. It just depends upon how they want to deal with it. And most of our clients have just gotten to the point where it's just becoming a daily overwhelming feeling that they go through. And
Mhm.
it's medically, it's even hurting them because they think about it constantly about how they're going to make ends meet. So that being the case, that's why I got into the business 14 years ago, and that's why we've helped hundreds and hundreds of people. Um, we have a guarantee that really is really good. And we put together this guarantee because when we talk to people, we do not want them to question whether or not we are fraudulent or we're trustworthy or does our story make sense. So what we decided, guess what? We're not going to charge you anything. We're not going to charge you one penny, not one penny, until we get each one of those debts taken care of. So
Wow.
you have no financial downside. We're taking on that financial burden because we understand you already got a burden already. So why should we lay another burden on you when you don't even know who we are and you're trusting that we're going to take care of you? Hey, that's number one. Number two, we're going to guarantee you, and it's all written in our agreement, that we'll eliminate up to 75% of your debt. How's that sound? We just
Wow.
70% and a 75% just last month with two major prime creditors that'll go nameless, but you can imagine what they were. The one went from $33,000 down to 8. Now, come on. We just saved that person a tremendous amount of money. So the first thing was that we do not charge you one penny until we actually get the job done. So you have no financial downside. The second part is that we guarantee up to 75% of eliminating your debt, which is saving you. It's not only eliminating, but it's saving you debt. You don't have to pay it. And the third thing is, as a show of faith, your bank account, once we sign the application, your bank account will increase by 500 to $1,000 a month, beginning month one, and that'll go for 12 months. Again, as a show of faith, your bank account will increase by 500 to $1,000 a month. So,
Wow.
guarantee. So, we're not twisting your arm on this. This is your choice. We're offering you an option that no one else is offering out there. And if you want to know why you haven't heard from us, because that's been intentional. We did not want to go live 14 years ago and without making sure that we had a really effective, efficient program. And our deliverability was very important to us that we were able to help people. Uh,
Mhm.
and if you don't mind, I think this would be maybe a good time. You can ask your question, but I was going to give you a couple examples to try to get the story. That's up to you.
Please do. No, I know we were talking earlier because, I'm in legal services with Legal Shield, and we help people that are going through divorce as well. And you and I were having a conversation about that of how in particular you've been able to help people going through divorce.
I'll give you 3 examples. Let's talk about the divorce. We just completed 7 divorce cases. 5 women, 2 men, all separate, don't know each other, so they were all independent. We got phone calls from the law firms, the 7 different law firms, basically said, look, John, we take care of child custody, we take care of the asset split, but we do not take care of debt and expense. And our clients have a lot of it. They need help. Can you help us? We heard that you can help us. Well, fast forward, we took 7 cases individually, and they accumulated up to $735,000 worth of debt on them. We were able to negotiate and get that down to 220. So if you subtract 220 from 735, that means that we eliminated and saved $510,000. Now,
Dang.
going through a divorce is an emotional situation, as we've already talked about before. It's just a terrible situation to go through, very difficult. But this is a great little gift that we're able to provide those 7. Now, that's just part of it. The second part is, do you have any idea what they were paying for that $735,000 a month?
Mm-mm.
$21,000 a month. That included fees and interest was because of the interest rates, because they're so high. They got
Right.
paying 21,000. Because we got it down to 220, we were able to put them on a special program plan, interest free. And now they only spend 9,000.
Wow.
Difference is 11,000 a month. Extra on top of the 510,000 we eliminated. We're looking at their monthly expenses where they were spending 21 and now they're going to spend 9. That is fantastic cash flow. It's all about cash flow. So
That's
here's
right.
7 different people, 5 women, 2 men, walking out of their law firms, signing the separation, feeling because of the divorce, but they got taken care of in another way because their law firm recommended us. Their law firm didn't do one thing other than recommend us. So the law firm, they get a feather in their cap because they recommended someone to them, their client, to help them out in another way. So you can
Hmm.
imagine the public relations that can create for the law firm in terms of that kind of action. Second story is a pastor of a church up in Portland, Oregon. Got a phone call from an individual, said, John, I've got a very good friend. He's a pastor. He needs help. He got himself sucked in something earlier. Can you help him? Said, sure. We were introduced, talked to him the next day. The individual had $111,000 worth of debt. Other than church activities, he got himself involved into a new investment with a project that he wanted to work on, and it just collapsed and fell apart on him. So he lost a ton of money, but he still had $111,000 worth of debt. We eliminated $83,000 of that debt within 4 months for him. Eliminated. So his wife was obviously very appreciative because that's all savings. When we eliminate, that's savings. You don't have to pay it. So the remaining debt, the remaining debt was like $28,000. We put that on a special program for him for interest free. And his payments are $1,500 lower than where they were initially. So not only do we save him, $83,000 worth of debt, we eliminated it, but also going forward, his monthly payments now are going to be $18,000 less than what they were before. This
Wow.
is ecstatic. He's now got that. He and they just bought a house too. They bought a house and they were worried they were going to lose their home. Well, this cash flow decision that we were able to make for them helped them save their home. So here's the third story, and then I'll stop and I'll answer any questions. This is a school teacher in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Okay. My first 7 divorces were in Texas. The second, the pastors in Oregon. Now this is a school teacher in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. She's been doing this for 30 years. Her take-home pay is not enough to be able to offset all of her expenses. It's somewhere between $5,000 and $6,000 because of her 30 years. Okay. But it still didn't cover all the expenses. So what she did throughout the month was take from Peter to give to Paul. She would take from one creditor and take so much out and pass it on to the other, and she would balance her books that way. She would take any extra money that she had on that particular credit card and she would use it for operating expenses. So what happened? It just jacked her balances up to a point she was choking. She didn't know what to do. She was overwhelmed. And finally, we just said, stop, stop. For 30 days, that's all you think about is how you're going to make ends meet at the end of the month. We're going to deal with that. You focus in on teaching, you focus in on your family, okay?
Mhm.
And we will do this, all right? Again, our guarantee's there. You're not going to spend one penny until we actually get the job done, so you have no burden. Number two, we guarantee up to 75% of a reduction and elimination of your debt. And lastly, your bank account's going to increase by $500 to $1,000 every month for 12 months.
Wow.
Clear, we don't want you to talk to any creditor. It'll compromise our negotiating capability. You don't want to anyway. Why do you want to talk to creditors about your debt?
That's
Ah,
no fun.
you, Liz, we'll do it for you, all right? So we've saved her $62,000 already, and we're not finished. And so she's excited. She's not switching one account to another account. We're dealing with all of that for her. And it's a great story because she's a school teacher that was overwhelmed. She's doing a great thing. She's teaching for 30 years. You know, she's given back to an element that's really required for our kids is to be able to teach properly. And she wants to do that. And I believe she has been able to do that, but she comes home and she thinks about this to the point where she's almost sick. And now we're giving her a fresh air, a new way to regain peace of mind.
Mhm.
These examples: 7 divorced people, 1 pastor and his wife, and a school teacher. 3 different states. They have the opportunity now to regain what they had before, some self of pride. Their ego doesn't have to get wrapped into this thing, and they can regain and you know what a better feeling about themselves and about what's going on. How does that sound? Did I do
That
good?
that's amazing. That's wonderful because I know, like you said, it not only affects their mental health, their emotional health, their physical health too, when you've got the stress and you're worried about this. So, you were talking earlier about the 80-year-old man that you helped, and your debt does not define you. It doesn't have to define who you are. You know who you are, and then your finances. Although you live with your finances, but that's not the depth of your value on this earth. You're so much more valuable to this world, and your life matters. And there's family that need you. There's people that are out there that your life impacts, and so um, it's wonderful that you were able to help him. Well, this has been wonderful. How do people contact you if they want to be able to discuss possibility of eliminating their debt?
Call a toll-free 800 number. And I have a lot of numbers. Let me give it to you. It's 800-706 1210. So that's 1-800, that's toll free, 706, and that's 1210. And just leave a message or we'll be able to pick up right then and we'll set up an appointment. The initial appointments usually last 15 to 20 minutes. We're just trying to put our arms around the situation and try to strategize in our own mind how we're going to approach this. And that's important. That's important to the client. So, and we walk them through next steps. So we tell them we're crawl, walk, run philosophy. We crawl, walk, and run. We're not going to sprint. So crawl means we're just going to initially just get to know each other a little bit, and then we'll be able to go further. And I think that helps a lot of people understand that we're not in this for the fast close. We're not. There are people that do things, and there are people that do things right. That's what we do. we do things right the first time. I do not want to go backwards in terms of something that could have been handled if it was done right. So we spend a lot of time making sure that everything's done right so the client feels completely comfortable and being supportive.
Well, I love it, John. Thank you so much for all that you do to save the world. I appreciate you so much for being with us today.
Well, listen, I'm looking forward in continuing our relationship. And I love your blue sweater. That's a royal blue. That's a cool color. That's one of my favorite colors. I like black and blue. I mean, here's part of it. But I love that royal blue that you got on. So we'll be in touch. Okay. It was really a pleasure. Thanks for taking the time to be able to be with me today. I appreciate it.